Welcome. It's story time. Anytime. Hello to all my story lovers. How's your summer vacations going on? Hope you are doing well. Listen my stories and be cool. Now let's go to the story. Today's story name is The Weak Praised. This is a story taken from Tales of Tenali Raman. Appalacharya was the family priest of King Krishnadevaraya. He was also related to the king and performed the religious rituals for the king and his family. He was a talented scholar. The king always consulted him on a certain issue. In royal court, he was respected by all. But Appalacharya was still not happy with all this respect and admiration. He had feeling of jealousy towards Tenali Raman. He thought he was more intelligent and clever than Tenali Raman, but was not appreciated for his talent. He was only appraised while Tenali Raman was a minister. Whenever anybody said anything good about Tenali Raman, he became jealous and irritated. He started regarding Tenali Raman and insulting spoke to him. There were mainly two sects in Krishnadevaraya's time. One was the Samartha sect and other was the Vaishnava sect. Tenali Raman was of the Samartha sect and Appalacharya was the Vaishnava sect. Appalacharya took advantage of this communal dispute. He started spreading rumors that the king was partial towards the Samartha sect. It was because of this partiality that Tenali Raman had been made a minister instead of him. He gathered support of his sect's members by misleading them. He also told them that Tenali Raman hated the Vaishnava sect. Thus, he continued to spread gossip to bring down Tenali Raman's popularity and prestige. The king was not aware of this jealousy and negative behavior of his priest. Tenali Raman was very much disturbed by the enmity of such lone man. One day, early in the morning, Tenali Raman went to the Appalacharya's house for some official work. Appalacharya saw him coming, and when Tenali Raman came nearer, Appalacharya covered his face with a cloth. Tenali Raman noticed it, but did not comment on it. They discussed about the official work for some time, and after concluding his work, Tenali Raman got up to leave. Now Tenali Raman asked him, Appalacharya, please tell me, why did you cover your face when you saw me? And why is it still covered? Appalacharya replied sarcastically, Raman, you are intelligent and knowledgeable about all things. You must have understood this action of mine. If we Vaishnavas see the face of Samarthas first thing in the morning, then we will be born as donkeys in our next birth. Hearing this insulting reply, Tenali Raman was deeply hurt and also felt offended. He had many personal friends from the Vaishnava sect. He decided then that there to teach this arrogant and mean man a bitter lesson. Once King Krishnadevaraya went for an outing in the countryside with his courtiers. Tenali Raman and Appalacharya were in the group. They saw some donkeys grazing in the nearby field. Tenali Raman left the group and went the near donkeys. He knelt on the ground with all respect and bowed to the donkeys. The whole group stood in silence and looked at Tenali Raman surprisingly. King Krishnadevaraya also saw Tenali Raman's eccentric behavior. He knew that there was some good reason behind his witty minister's action. He asked Tenali Raman, Why are you bowing to the donkeys? Do they look like saints to you? Tenali Raman came back and replied, No, sir, it is nothing like that. A few days back, I went to the Appalacharya's house for some official work. Early in the morning, seeing me, he covered his face. I asked him the reason for his odd behavior. He kindly explained to me that if a Vaishnava sees a Samartha's face first thing in the morning, he becomes a donkey in his next birth. Today, when I saw the donkeys here, I thought they must be Appalacharya's relative. So I felt it my duty to bow and kneel in respect and ask for their forgiveness on behalf of the Samarthas whose faces they had seen in their previous births. The king immediately knew what had happened. He had heard about it from his few trustworthy courtiers who had disclosed the nefarious activities of Appalacharya. The king was thinking about Appalacharya's behavior. He also saw the reaction of that bad deed on Tenali Raman, who looked very hurt. Before he could say anything, Tenali Raman said sadly, Your Majesty, I have not harmed or hurt anybody knowingly or unknowingly. I have never wished anything bad or spoken ill about him or her. We are what God has made us. Caste and religions are to worship God and achieve spirituality. It is not a scale to measure one's high or low position. I believe that there is only one supreme power who can be called by many names. So why do the learned try to hurt or harm others? The king felt sorry for Tenali Raman. He spoke harshly. Appalacharya, you are a scholar respected by everyone, even by me. You don't have to feel jealous of Tenali Raman or anyone. You have a distinctive position in my palace and you should have faith in me and my judgment. I am not favoring or discriminating anyone on the basis of religion or language. The administration of this kingdom is based on a great sage with Narayan's principles. I am following his great teaching in all matters of our kingdom. I recognize merit and talent alone. On that basis, I appoint my ministers and officers. I want my kingdom to survive and flourish on the good qualities of my ministers. I gave you many chances to prove your merit, and I assure you that I shall appreciate your future action. But it is not good on your part to behave in this manner. In the future, you indulge in activities unworthy of you. I shall not hesitate to send you away with punishment for your wrong action. Take this as my advice or warning to you. Try to be a better man. Appalacharya took the advice of king in the right spirit. He begged the king for forgiveness. He promised that the king that he would behave properly and pledge his life for the betterment of the people and the kingdom. He assured Tenali Raman that in future he would only praise him and never have hatred towards him. Now this is the end of the story. Do you like it? Then comment it. Subscribe my channel. Bye bye.